We are spirit in human form. We have this human vehicle which is comprised by the body and the mind. And the spirit is what guides us, actually. It's not the mind that guides us, but the spirit, the language of the soul. And for us to be able to hear it, to be able to listen to it, we must train the mind and we must train the body. A trained mind and the trained body are an excellent vehicle for the spirit's essence. Inside an open body and a trained mind, we can listen. We can be here to hear the sweet and gentle and tiny voice of the spirit. By hearing it, we get to connect further with our mission, with why we came here, and what is it that we have to do into this life. We have much more ease supporting ourselves from our spirit. We are not here to do it all with our mind and with our body. This is not how things work. And the more we recognize that we don't have so much power and over life's situations, the easier it will be for us to accept that we are not alone. And the more we accept that we are not alone, the more we can surrender to support that is overflowing, that is always here, that is deeply abundant. There is support coming from anything, from everything, and anytime. We are never alone, we are never separated, and we are not isolated. Getting familiar with this language, which is so strange for the mind, we can then understand that we have a deeper meaning to this life. We have a deeper mission to follow. And by having this understanding and by cultivating the language of the spirit, we enter into a field of universality where we get to reach realms of existence that are not visible for the human eye, but they are deeply real for our existence. We have multiple bodies, not just the physical one. We have multiple dimensions, not just the mental one. And so we get to harness and enhance those ones in order to support the materiality of life. All this spiritual talk is a deeply practical one simply because it is the way life goes. We identify ourselves with the body and the mind when in fact this is not the truth. They are deeply impermanent, both the mind and the body. And by giving them so much responsibility, it is deeply painful. We create suffering for ourselves like that, and we create this balance. The mind and the body are not supposed to lead in life, they are supposed to support in life. Life is created by our spirit. We are spirit incarnated in a body and in a mind. And we use these tools, the body and the mind, to harness the power of the spirit. So we use these tools to gain freedom. They are not here to stop us either, but they are not here to hold everything. So the basic thing we must do is to learn how to use the body and the mind so that we get to learn who we are. It is through the body and through the mind. We cannot simply go into multidimensionality through the mind. It will not have a deep practical physical existence into the material life, and this is something that we long for. We long to connect deeply with the material life as well. We long for touch. Touch is an essential need of the human spirit. Once we open ourselves up to the language of the spirit, we will become more aware and much more in connection with support that comes from different places than the material support. And then is when the fun begins, because then is when life starts to get exciting and maybe fun as well. We are not here to do it all for the sake of what we see only. So, what we are discussing here about is deeply valuable simply because it is how the way life goes and how the way of life is. And we must understand the way of life so we don't create suffering for ourselves. We are basically uneducated, and suffering comes from a misunderstanding. Learning to harness different layers of our human existence, we will become available to support, to receive support from different sources. We can then trust a bit more life. And guess what this does? This opens us up. Once we have more trust in life, it opens us up. And this is what we need so much into the world today. And this is the excellent antidote for disbalances that happen throughout the day today, because we are deeply contracted. And trust is a beautiful, beautiful medicine for our collective contraction today. May we all reside in the openness of the body and of the mind so that we get to experience trust. Trust is a direct experience. We can only understand it as we feel it. And for that, we need the body and we need the mind. We are basically the constant flow of creation. And the more we have the ability to witness this creation that happens at each single moment, every single moment, we then get to have a deeper connection with life. We are energy, and human realm is condensed energy. It is a great old desire that we had